This is Terry Kurtz Online reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. September's 13th day does not fall on a Friday, rather the second Tuesday of this ninth month of the year, but this seems a good time to alert viewers there are those who have very unusual trepidations whenever the number 13 appears. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear over anything 13, a reason airlines do not have a 13th row. Tall buildings often avoid a 13th story. Famous athletes who defied a negative connotation for that number include Wilt Chamberlain, NFL All-Pro Super Bowl quarterbacks Dan Marino and Kurt Warner, and Major League Baseball's Alex Rodriguez when he joined the Yankees. Softball and baseball players are notorious for being superstitious or at least bound by rituals to ensure good fortune. Oak Hill's leadoff hitter, Holly Medina.
I would say before every game when we do our prayer, I have to write my number below my cross, kiss it, and wipe it goodbye. And then I also can't wear a certain pair of pants. So performance shows that reason too.
Hesperia Christian's Aiden Ortega wears number 13 for the Patriots, obviously undaunted by any concerns of bad luck associated with the number. Hesperia Christian hosts their CIF quarterfinals game on Friday the 13th. Hopefully I'll have a chance to ask the Patriots sophomore his feelings about his team playing such an important game on a Friday the 13th. Among the most interesting local sports stories involving 13 was when Bell Game 13 was played on a Friday the 13th. That was 1981. Apple Valley won 13-0. The Sun Devils won another Bell Game on a Friday the 13th in 2019. That score was 50-0.
Triskaidekaphobia. That's the long word for fear of anything to do with the number 13. Not a problem for Mavericks pitcher Jason Markovitz, who wears number 13. But with a Friday the 13th game day forthcoming, the question, does a day steeped in bad luck have a bearing?
Oh, no, I don't really think about that. It's just another day to play baseball and win.
Relief pitcher Austin Hudson following an outstanding outing.
No, I'm not really superstitious. I kind of have just a normal routine, nothing special.
I mean, now you're not going to keep that shirt without washing it since you pitched well last night?
No, I'll wash it.
Vinny Catricala, the Mavericks' leading hitter through the first month of the season.
Adhering to the Mustache May superstition to start the month.
Catricala did not keep his stash, but Nick Franklin, who bats ahead of Catricala in the batting order, did. Is Franklin superstitious?
Oh, no, not at all. You know, we got Mustache May coming up, so I'm just trying to grow it out as much as possible. But I don't have no superstition about, any date.
Definitely the case with center fielder Denny Almonte. Almonte, whose deep spiritual faith provides him with inspiration and leads to his thoughts on the field.
No, that's not something I rely on. I keep doing what I gotta do. I feel like that's just a day to me. Just like another day of Christmas or something. I know everybody has their holidays and everything, but that's just another day with me. I know everybody has their superstition. I'm just not that type of person. I just go out, I do my little prayer. I know everybody have their prayer here and there, but my main thing, I pray for family, girlfriend, anybody that I have faith for, anybody that believes in me, basically. I pray for their health and just to keep me healthy and keep me doing well as I am right now.
Those action highlights and sound bites from the Mavericks' 2011 season. Let's fast forward to 2014. There is a Friday the 13th coming up this month. Are any of this year's Mavericks particularly superstitious?
There are, definitely, for sure. You got guys who wear the same socks, guys who wear the same undershirts. I like to keep things the same too. I keep the same undershirt, same wrist tape. Things going well, I stay the same. I'll have the same pregame routine of just hitting BP, coming in, getting my lunch, and doing the same stuff on the field. And there's always some superstitious players out there, but when things are going well, you got to stay the same.
They are some superstitious ball players on this club. Actually, one of the guys this is my first year playing with them, Scott Heineman, I think is the most superstitious guy, in my opinion, in the clubhouse.
It all depends on how I'm feeling, the pitches I'm getting and stuff like that.
Friday the 13th coming up. Are you superstitious?
Yeah.
Friday the 13th coming up in May. Do you know of players on this team that are superstitious?
Not too many of us, actually. You know, you think of baseball, you think of a lot of superstitious kind of guys.
There's only one thing I really do every single time I step in the batter's box, and that's put a little pine tar on the head of my bat. It just makes you feel better. I don't know if it sticks or not, but I just wipe it down a little bit.
The Mavericks will be opening a 4-game series in Visalia Friday the 13th of May, the only Friday the 13th this season. In fact, the only Friday the 13th the entire calendar year 2016. 2 seasons back, on a Friday the 13th, High Desert staged one of its greatest come-from-behind walk-off victories in franchise history. The proverbial bad luck connotation holds true this second Friday in June. But bad luck not for the Mavericks. The bad luck awaits the visiting Lake Elsinore Storm. Until the 8th, this game was all Lake Elsinore, leading 8-2. Enter Patrick Brady. Fresh upon his return in a Mavericks uniform, Brady had failed to lay down a bunt on a one-strike pitch, but atoned in long ball manner on the next. Brady's blast sends Stephen Barron across ahead of him, and the Storm lead is cut to 8-4. DJ Peterson follows, lofting his team-high 15th home run. This blast, over the Apple Valley Communications sign in left field, scores Travis Witherspoon ahead of Peterson. It's 8-6 Storm. After 8, Lake Elsinore adds one more in the top of the 9th. The Mavs trail 9-6 when Jordy Lara steps in, leading off the bottom of the 9th. Jordy Lara singles to left. Lara advances to third when Jabari Henry reaches on a throwing error. 2 on, nobody out. Stephen Barron battles with 2 strikes, pulling the drive into left center. The sacrifice fly drives in Lara. It's 9-7. Patrick Brady delivers in the clutch. He streaks it just past first baseman Luis Dormaromo, driving in Jabari Henry. 9-8. Mavs down 1 out, 1 on. Burt Wally Reynolds, first pitch swinging, no doubt, high, deep, up, over, and out. A walk-off home run for the Dominican outfielder. The Mavericks erupt in celebration, winning this Friday the 13th ordeal in classic come-from-behind manner. Good luck is in store for you when you see what's on Bid Fast and Last auction block this weekend. Bid Fast and Last world-class auctioneers, sold on bringing you these Friday the 13th flashbacks. Check out and act fast on Bid Fast and Last collection of vintage vehicles going on the block in the Hemet Treasures event by going on bidfastandlast.com. You can bid virtual live online on firearms, vehicles, electric bicycles, collectibles, fine jewelry, coins, antiques, classic cars, and more at bidfastandlast.com.
Tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
Your way, Internet.
Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activity, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road.
Go, go,
Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Zach Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees. Your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the High Desert and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. Valu Quality Truck Bodies flashes back to memorable events in High Desert and Mojave River Valley history. This is a dramatization, a trailer for a John Byer novel, filmed at a local school where recently there was a red code lockdown. We flash back to the dramatization promoting the novel Soft Target, an eerie premonition of a less violent lockdown 8 years later.
John, what's going on here today?
Today we're having a trailer shoot for my new novel, which is Soft Target. It's about a group of Islamic terrorists taking over a middle school in the Victor Valley and all the procedures behind it. The reason they're doing it, the terrorists, why they've taken over, why they've chosen this school, and also all the process behind it, the authorities, the local authorities taking it back. One of the main characters is Yuri Shakrov. He's a Russian former special purposes, which would be our special forces.
Action.
You American tramp! Do what I say or she dies!
Please, I'll do anything you want. Just let her go.
Get on the loudspeaker! Tell the teachers to open their classrooms now!
I can't do that.
Then she dies.
The teachers won't unlock their doors. Not after seeing you and your men come onto school grounds.
Then we will have to find other avenues, won't we?
How serious is this going to get?
Depends on how serious these men are.
It's going to be pretty serious from the intel I've received from the deputies on scene. We've got over 24 well-armed men, RPGs, AK-47s. We need to get SWAT here if we have time.
This is not looking very promising.
What are we going to do if SWAT doesn't make it there on time? You two seem awfully calm for a school being taken over by terrorists.
Not at all, but this is the way of life. This terrorism is new to you Americans, but it's old to us.
Ah, the Russian philosopher.
My God! They just executed 2 children.
How do you know?
It was just uploaded to YouTube.
This is when it starts.
Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activity, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville. Call 760-241-4663 for delivery. Drive-through, curbside, or pickup. Down Home Grill, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies. Family owned and operated locally since 1954. The Bradco Companies. Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. The High Desert Mojave River Valley's longest standing commercial brokerage firm. We Got 'em Tees. Your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. We Got 'em Tees.
Serious legal problems? Don't go it alone. The other guys have attorneys just waiting to blow you away. Contact Zach. Get the proper defense by going on the attack. Zach Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems.
And by the Community Table Restaurant in the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert, and favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. Lockdowns on local campuses prompt sharper focus on safety precautions.
We haven't figured out yet how to keep our students safe.
One issue brought up in this Joseph W. Brady interview with Ryan McCachran, candidate for San Bernardino County School Board.
Today we're going to talk to a longtime friend. Ryan McCachran has been a longtime friend. Him and his family with ISU Armac Insurance have handled our insurance for as long as I can remember. Ryan has been a public servant for as long as I can remember. I did a little research last night and kind of came up with some stats, and I think people are going to be very surprised in what Ryan has done in, I think, a relatively short period of time. He was on the Victorville City Council from 2008 to 2016. He is mayor from 2010 to 2012. He was president of Sandbag, which is a very large governmental agency that gets into transportation, which was a huge passion. He was chairman from 2015 and 16. And as I remember, Ryan, wasn't that about the time that the interchange was under construction or nearly completed?
Correct.
He was a regional council representative to SCAG from 2014 to 2016, Victorville Planning Commission from 2001 to 2008, Victorville Chamber of Commerce chairman of the board 2000-2001, and Rotary president from 2004 to 2005. So that he was not only instrumental, but I mean fought very hard for. He fought very hard to be sure that the Nisqually La Mesa interchange got built. And I remember working with him and watching the phone calls on, late Friday and Saturday night before the Victorville Council moved forward in trying to work out a deal with the town of Apple Valley and the county for the Green Tree extension. So why is that important? When I first came out here, Ryan, in 1986, my first trip was on Saturday, September 20th, 86. I was with Carl Van Berger. And we drove down Green Tree going east, and he pointed out where Yucalomo was. And he said that deal is going to be done in 5 years. Done. It's a completed deal. Really? Well, yeah. $95 million later, with a lot of help from Ryan. So Ryan is going to be running for the San Bernardino County Superintendent of School Districts trustee for an area that is it's huge. It's I believe it's larger than even the area that the Mojave Water Agency oversees. My district at Victor Valley Community College, the district that VVC oversees is 2,000 square miles. Mine's Ryan's running. I am pleased to not only endorse him, but to do this video to talk about a passion he has talked to me about for the last 20 years, the importance of education, having an educated workforce, and all that kind of stuff. So with that, Ryan, one thanks. We not only wholeheartedly endorse you, but I think you and I recognize that we have some major issues within the high desert, within your district, within the county, of a lack of educated people to go to work, and that's one of the things that we have to have. If we want to improve everybody's lifestyle, there is only one way to do it, and there's no other way to do it but education. So welcome aboard, congrats, and you've got only our support, but we really hope that I know that you'll bring the business acumen to you. I will say one thing, Terry, before I turn on over. You're running against a gentleman that's in the charter school business, and while I don't know Ken Larson very well, I know he had a hard road to on his board. But one thing I would say about the board that he is currently on was 2 years ago, it was 2021, that there was a vacancy in the district that John Pinkerton lives in down Pinion Hills. And I went down to that meeting, and I believe they gave us 30 seconds to speak in behalf of a candidate. And when I found the notes earlier this morning from Crystal in Superintendent Ted Alejandre's district, she said that their board discussed this, in a long meeting, because they felt that there would be that they would take testimony for 90 minutes of people speaking for 30 seconds. And I would say to Ken Larson, and I would say to anybody on that board, that is not only deplorable, but I couldn't even imagine making a decision like that to do that. At Victor Valley College, we allow 3 minutes, and if it's really important, we're going to extend it. We're not going to let you babble forever, but hopefully when you get on that board, you can change that, because I think that it says to the community and to people out there, you don't want to hear us. And I drove frantically to speak, and I couldn't even get out of my mouth that I was there to support John Pinkerton because of 30 seconds. So with that.
Well, thank you, Joe. I greatly appreciate the endorsement and the support. I've decided to run for this position Because education is really about what our region is all about. The ability to create jobs is a huge thing, and without an educated workforce, we can't create the jobs of the future. So, I have 2 kids in the county school system right now. I've got my daughter's a junior in high school. My son just entered high school. He's going to Excelsior Charter School here in Victorville. So, I know firsthand the struggles that students are facing in today's world, and as we are post-COVID and everything that's been going on with education from that perspective, I think we got a lot of challenges ahead of us that we're going to have to deal with in educating our children, and the workforce of tomorrow, really. So there's a real passion that I have for that, and making sure that the education's there, the social aspect is there. The social aspect has just completely gone out the door over the last couple of years because of all the distance learning and kids being at home and not having that social interaction, and that has to come back, because we know how important that is to the development of kids and the social aspect as they become adults, and how they interact with others out there in the real world. And also the safety of our children. After what happened in Uvalde, Texas, I really want to make sure that not just up here in what would be considered Area A, it's a very large area for San Bernardino County, but the entire county, that we're doing the active shooter drills in all the schools and all the districts throughout the county. In this day and age, why it would not be happening anywhere is beyond me, but it needs to be happening to ensure that should something like that, as horrible as that would be, occur here in San Bernardino County, that we're well prepared for it. So that's going to be one of the things that I'm really going to push for, and making sure that happens in San Bernardino County.
We haven't figured out yet how to keep our students safe. I mean, we saw a horrific killing here in the last couple of months when you had 20 students. What do we do to stop that? And how do we stop it?
Well, Joe, going back to kind of what I was talking about with the active shooter drills, and making sure that all of our school districts, all of our schools are prepared and going through those drills and preparing for the worst, because unfortunately it's just happening too often, too many places throughout our nation. But what can we do to prepare for it? What can we do to prevent it? And I think, all this money came out of the federal government to, upgrade our air filtration systems because of COVID. If the money that just poured out of the federal government that went into the school systems, that type of money should be going towards the safety of our children. And that's really what it comes down to. If they have the money that they can spend to upgrade air filtration systems, they have the money to spend to upgrade the security of all of our schools. And, obviously all doors should be locked. We've heard the situations where a door was left open, a door was left unlocked. Not a whole lot you can do about that. That's a human error, but as long as all of the doors are, self-locking and they stay locked, we can prevent someone from just walking in. But maybe we take it to another level, and I think that that's one of the things that I want to look at, exploring with San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. I've worked well with them in the past when I was on the city council. I look forward to working with them again in this role. But I think, the schools and the school district and the county can come together with the county sheriff's department and say, look, this is a real issue. We have to address it. And, right now I know that certain school districts and certain schools are doing the active shooter drills, but they all need to be doing it. And we need to make sure that this is a county-wide effort at looking at protecting our children, and not just an individual school district or an individual school within the county that's doing it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make sure that we're doing it countywide, and that's really what my focus will be.
Ron, I think that we all see that COVID changed how we do business, how teachers reacted to it, how students reacted to it. We have a lot of teachers that are getting out of the industry that we need. We're having a hard time attracting teachers because of the pay and the competitiveness. Where do you see this going, and how does that work into not necessarily your campaign, but the bigger picture of the county?
That's a very good question and a very good issue topic, something that's going to be top of mind going into this position. But my wife was a teacher for over 20 years. She's now a principal of a local elementary school here in Victorville. Her daughter, my stepdaughter, is a teacher in the system. So I kind of really know firsthand the struggles and the challenges teachers are facing today. It's going to be hard as we move forward in this atmosphere, especially post-COVID, to recruit teachers, and I think we're going to have to get creative in how we go about doing that, and figuring out ways that we can incentivize folks to go back into the teaching profession. We need the best of the best to teach our children, and for their future and our future and the future of our workforce. The education has got to be top notch, and we have to have top notch teachers to make sure that that happens. So, coming from the private sector, just like you, I want to make things happen as quickly as possible, but I know that we're going to work within the constraints of government and the school system, school district system, but hopefully I can move that along a little bit quicker to make sure that we're doing things that will attract top quality teachers to come to our county, our districts in the county, and teach our children for the future jobs that we're going to create here in the high desert.
Ron, I think that one of the challenges that I have seen as a trustee at the college, and knowing Ted Alejandro as well as I do, and I really think he is the state's best county superintendent of schools. I just don't see anybody any better. And candidly, I kind of hope someday that he maybe leaves the county and kind of takes on the state, because I think he does a great job. As I remember him telling me once, just recently, he's lost 9 superintendents in the county this year to retirement, or they just want to move on. Do you have any idea what has happened, or any comment towards that, or what do you see in the future with it?
Well, Joe, I think one of the things that, much like I was talking about with teachers, retaining and attracting top talent for superintendents is going to be a challenge that we face in the future. Some were retirements, others were because of different things going on within their specific district. Others just were probably tired because of what had gone on over the last couple of years with COVID and all the things that came along with that. School district superintendents were forced to make decisions and do things that maybe they didn't necessarily agree with, but the state said you have to do them. And so when you have situations like that, where your autonomy is taken away from you by larger governmental organizations such as the state of California, I think it can frustrate you. I know it was frustrating to local superintendents here, and some of the things that they had to do, local school boards, some of the things that they had to do. I mean, it became very controversial, as you will recall. And I think that local school districts, local superintendents need to have their autonomy to be able to do what they want to do, with the support from the county superintendent of schools, the county school board of education. So that's what I hope to provide. That's what I want to do in working with Superintendent Ted Alejandro, and making sure that we're doing everything to support them in their efforts to provide the best education for our children going forward into the future, and so that they want to be there and they don't want to retire, they don't want to leave because of onerous things that are being put upon them by the higher ups at the state level. So that's really, I think, one of the reasons you saw a lot of superintendents leave this last year.
I get it.
Conversations regarding education on the community college level, specifically Victor Valley College, on an upcoming Joseph W. Brady online report.
The board member, you represent the property owners, the taxpayers of the district.
Tom, you make not only a great question, but a great point.
Thank you for watching this program. We hope you can be with us next time around.
And I wish I could tell you what that looks like, because we are currently negotiating something right now. But until it goes through, so we're under an NDA.
Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Down Home Grill in Victorville on the corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road. Bid fast and last. World-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Body. Family owned and operated since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm. Trial lawyers for serious problems. We Got 'em Tees. Your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. That's going to do it for this edition of Terry Kurtz Online as we close out to the pounding rhythm of Hank Miranda's Final Exit. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next time around.